Good morning. This is Viva Oyolu on Dream Corner. You're listening to On FM 101.4. How are you guys doing? Today's the 8th, isn't it? The 6th? Oh, see, I'm running ahead of myself. Today's the 6th of October, and first thing I want to say is it's really sad that Steve Jobs passed away yesterday. I was really shocked, and I didn't think I'll be as sad as I am about it, but I am, and he's such a great loss to everyone in society, to the technological world. If you have an iPhone or you ever used anything Apple, then you're probably as sad as I am today. Probably even sadder if you're a real Appleite, as they like to call themselves. So, anybody who's hurting today, my sympathy goes out to you, and I just hope everyone can accept the loss. On Dream Corner today, we have Robyn West in the house. Hi, Robyn.
Hello, Viv. Thank you for inviting me on.
Oh, no, thank you for coming on. I met Robyn, I think it was in July, wasn't it?
Yeah, at the marketing.
Yes, it was at marketing, Tamsin, Fox Davis Market. I keep on saying it every time. I've met so many lovely people through Tamsin. So if you're listening, Tam, hello, and thank you. You're my gift that keeps on giving. As I met Robyn, and she started talking about her business, which is PoGo, and she created the PoGo pack, which we're going to start talking about in a few minutes. But I thought it would be a good idea, because she looks at supporting young girls who are getting into puberty. And if you're a mom and you're listening, and maybe you have a little girl who's not quite up to puberty, then I bet you're going to get some great tips from our interview today. So welcome, and thank you for coming on.
Thanks, Viv.
So how did you get started with PoGo? And what does PoGo mean? Because I think...
it's sort of short for PoGo, for puberty on the go.
Oh, puberty on the go.
Or periods on the go. It's interchangeable.
Oh, so how did you come up with that name?
My daughter was going away on summer holidays, and I needed to put together a little kit of products for her, because she was developing really quickly.
How old was she at that time?
She was 11 at that stage, yeah. And I thought I didn't want her to be away and have her period start at a time when she most needed me. So I went on a little shopping expedition to get all the bits that I needed. And it was so frustrating. You know, there was a wall of sanitary towels at the supermarket, and it was really overwhelming, and I thought, this is madness. You know, it shouldn't be so hard to get some products for a young girl. So I bought some various products. When I got them home, I bought these products. The pads were absolutely enormous and completely inappropriate for my daughter, who's quite sort of slim and very slim build.
Yeah.
And but anyway, she was going away the next day, so I had to go with what I bought for her. But I sat her down and I showed her how to use the sanitary towels, because I thought if it happens, at least she'll know what to do. And of course she'd had a talk at school, and it was actually a conversation with the family that were taking her away, and they said that was a great idea. And I said, because the mum said to me, why don't you do that as a business? I said, no, I couldn't think of anything worse than selling sanitary towels. But by the time I'd driven home, my head was just exploding, because I thought there isn't a kit out there for girls at this stage of their development, and I thought it might help lots of other mums too. And my husband and I were brainstorming in a pub one night about what would this business be called, and we were thinking it's about periods, it's the puberty, and we wanted it to be a really positive experience for girls. And Ian said, how about PoGo, period pack for girls on the go? And I said, fabulous, I love it. We looked at Companies House, and PoGo Limited was available. I thought, magic, that's it, we'll do it. You could do all the market research in the world, but it just seemed to fit. So, and lots of people say to me, it's a really memorable name.
Yeah, PoGo pack, yeah, definitely. But just going back to what you were talking about, did you know that there was a possibility she could start her period at that time? What made you... I guess it's a motherly instinct that just made you think...
Maybe it is, actually, because, I think, in the main, mums of pretty much in tune with what is going on with their daughters.
Okay.
And yes, I think with my daughter, she was developing breasts quite quickly, and I know that she'd started to develop a few pubic hairs. And
of course. So I guess those are the signs.
Absolutely,
I wouldn't know. I can't remember my own time. So and I have no kids. So I guess.
So yeah, and. So really, that's what sort of alerted me to it, and I thought, best to be safe. In fact, thinking now, knowing what I know now, I probably ought to have done it quite a lot sooner.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But
why do you say that?
Because you just never know when it's going to start, and you can watch out for the signs, but sometimes things can be, it can be a very unexpected surprise, and that's what happens to a lot of parents, really, is that they get caught out. They'll get a call from school, and, I have lots of conversations with mums who are really shocked to think that their daughters have started so young. And that's why, my whole business has really developed more and more about giving girls the education that they need and helping them to have an understanding of what's to come, regardless of what stage they're at.
Yeah. So what kind of age range would... I mean, the earliest you've seen, what age is that?
It's not uncommon now for girls to start their periods at 8. I know, I'm tragic.
Horrified.
It is absolutely
No, I shouldn't be horrified. I'm traumatised. Oh
yeah,
my gosh.
it is tragic. And there are various theories as to why that's happening.
Okay.
And I think there is perhaps merit in all of them, but nobody has a conclusive answer to that yet. There have been various bits of research done over the last few years, but nothing has actually got to the actual cause.
So what are the theories that are being thrown around?
One of the theories is the chemicals in the environment.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. And the chemicals which are in meat, chemicals in toiletries.
Really?
Yeah, that's one theory. Another theory that came out in the States was about the amount of stress in the home environment. I think that's a pretty tough one. I'm not sure how they could actually prove that one, because I think all families have stressful environments. That's just the nature of families.
I guess some more so than others, so that would trigger, you know.
But I think perhaps one of the most credible bits of research that came out in Scandinavia last year, I think it was about the chemicals in the environment. And how it's filtering through. And, I mean, I don't know a huge amount about this stuff, but, perhaps it's the sort of the cocktail effect of different chemicals in the environment, in things that we're eating, in things that we're using,
Wow.
There was another theory in fact, I think earlier this year about the amount of meat that young girls are eating at specific ages.
So maybe chicken, really, when they go to Kentucky and things like that.
Yeah, and burgers, and it was particularly, but the amounts that they had identified were really, really excessive amounts. So maybe if there are families, maybe if there is a lot of, unhealthy food being eaten in the home, that again is another theory. But as I said, there is nothing conclusive at this point in time.
That's quite interesting. I think if I'm an 8-year-old, well, I'll have to rewind many years and think back. I would be traumatised if I saw that and I didn't know what it was, because I'll probably think I'm sick, I've done something wrong, I've hurt myself.
Yeah, absolutely. And that is, I think, the reason why it's so important now for parents to be a bit more alert to, to what's going on, their daughter's development, and being prepared to have that conversation, perhaps earlier than they might want to or might have previously thought to.
Oh, God. Yeah. So when you were starting up, so how long ago have you been...
The business has been 4 years now.
4 years now? Yeah. Okay, so when you were starting up and you said, you brainstormed with your husband and you got the name. So what kind of things did you have to do to get to where you're at now? I mean, we're going to go through everything, but I think it'd be interesting for people to know,
absolutely.
just coming from that idea of, seeing your daughter going through puberty and wanting to support her, and then supporting so many young ladies, young girls now. So
do you want me to tell you a little bit just about the quick business journey and about getting the business launched?
Yes, of course. That's interesting,
well,
I think.
Obviously, I did a lot of research to find out, what sort of educational information was available in the UK for girls online.
Okay.
And found, well, the thing I found there was that there was a lot of information online about puberty, but often it was tied up with information about safe sex and STIs, so it was for sort of older girls.
Yes, it was slightly, off tangent from what you were.
Yeah, whereas the age group that I'm focusing on is 8 to 14, because girls are starting so young now, and so I really wanted to address this sort of much younger age group, because I don't. Girls who are 9, 10, 11 don't. Well, it depends on the child, but in the main, I'd say that talking about STIs and safe sex and the use of condoms, etc., isn't necessarily relevant or to most girls at a young age. So, did a lot of research to find out what was there, also to find out whether what products were on the market. And there wasn't anything that I could find. So that's when I designed the PoGo pack, the kit with all the bits in it.
Okay, let's before you go,
sure.
further, should we talk about what's in the kit?
Okay. It's about the size of a sort of a small, cosmetic bag.
I'm holding one in front of me, people. So try and imagine with me. Visualise. Go on.
It's black. It's got lovely pink piping around it. It's quite discreet. There's that purse there that you've got there, Viv. That's a pull-out purse. So it's attached by Velcro. The girls can fill that one and take it to school. Okay, but we've got 3 different types of sanitary towel in the pack. There are panty liners, there are night pads, and also I've sourced a teen size sanitary towel, which is brilliant because it gives they're a bit smaller, a bit narrower, but they give girls a much more comfortable fit, especially for girls starting out, because they don't want something that's bulky, which is what my daughter's experience was with the stuff that I bought her.
Yeah.
So there are teen towels in there as well.
Do they sell them here in the UK?
I sell them.
The teen towels, are they widely sold in the UK?
They're beginning to come in.
So they haven't been around for a while?
No. My company, PoGo, my supplier was the first company in the UK to do them.
You're kidding?
So, yeah. So I sell, I have lots of mums saying, oh, thank goodness you're selling these products. Yeah,
oh my! I'm horrified. I'm trying to think. Okay, I wasn't living in this country when I was a teenager, so I can't remember what I did. I must have been using, adults, pads.
Yes,
I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So we've also got hygiene disposal bags in the kit.
I think before you go any further, sorry to interrupt you.
Okay.
But I think these disposable bags are just brilliant. I use them myself. I'm sorry I have to say that, people.
So do I.
But they're just brilliant. And, funny enough, I was with a friend of mine, this was last year, and I went into Superdrug or somewhere, and I was looking for them. And she said, oh, what are these? And I said, oh, these are disposable bags. And she said, I think my teenage daughter would need them, and she bought a couple for her. So,
and what's great about them is that obviously they're for disposing of used sanitary products, but also if a girl has an accident, she can put her soiled knickers in there, as long as she's got a spare pair with her, of course. But she can, and then she can just tie it up and take it home. Yeah. So it's not sitting around in a school bag or something. So it's sort of dual purpose.
Yeah, I think that's brilliant.
There's also in the pack there's a really simple instruction leaflet.
Okay,
and it's been written with very young girls in mind. Because obviously not every girl is living at home with mum. Maybe she's with single dad. Yeah. So, dad can hand the pack over and say, this is for you.
Help. Read.
There's a period planner so the girls can start tracking their bleeding, because it can take up to 2 years for their periods to settle down.
Really?
Into a regular pattern. I mean, some girls, you know, may only take 6 months, but it can take up to 2 years. So it's really helpful if a girl starts getting, you know, some bleeding, that she tracks them, and then over time she can see whether there's a pattern, and that helps her to be much more prepared for having products with her when she needs them.
Do you think that young girls would use the notepads, you know, to track their periods? I mean, they have lots of things going on in their lives, so are they going to sit down and say, well, okay, Monday, you know, I'm just trying to think.
Yeah, some do, some don't. I have some mums write to me and say, oh, you know, Laura's ticking off every day and she's using it diligently. So I think it just depends on the personality of your child. Some children are real sort of detailed child.